What's going on, Bird Gang? Philly Carnage here, bringing you, just pretty much all the relocation franchises that are available here in Madden 22. And the biggest thing, it seems like Madden has really slumped whenever it comes to all the different locations, teams, whatnot throughout just in general the relocation. So I'm hoping that this year it's something that really changes. This video takes a lot of time to do, just basically because to go and do what I want to do in it, as far as showcase some of the jerseys, all that good stuff. There's a lot of franchises that need to be made just to go ahead and get like a 10-20 second clip. So with that, we're gonna get into this. I'm gonna cut the webcam because I'm pretty sure nobody wants to see my ugly mug. So, with that, let's go ahead. Let's get into this as, we'll just kind of basically, just in case nobody has ever actually done a relocation here in Madden, any of them, really at that point, this way, if you haven't, somebody can at least, come away here, learning something. But as always, if it's your first time stopping by, don't forget to drop that like, hit the subscribe button. We are on the way to 300 subs here. Unfortunately, we were unable to hit our goal by the end of August, but hey, it's September, baby. Let's hit it this month. So, with that, we go into manage team as an owner, which, you get to go in, you get to change your role at the beginning. Whenever you go ahead and boot up one of the, a brand new franchise. So with that, as an owner, you come in here to manage team, then go right into the stadium. So with that, it just kind of gives you the overview of it, the lifeblood of your franchise, which that's how you go ahead, you get more funds, all that good stuff. Don't really know what the funds are really for, other than if you come in as an owner and you drop down in the negative, there's a good chance you could eventually get fired. So in this screen, you get the chance to upgrade, rebuild, or relocate. So as you see here, the Buffalo Bills, they're definitely, their stadium, it's old, 48 years old, as it says there on the screen. And, they haven't really done many upgrades to it. So, with that being said, let's go ahead. We're not going to do any upgrades. We're not going to rebuild, but we're going to come down here to the relocate. So once we go ahead, we confirm the relocate. Pretty much the way that this works is you have to sim up to at least week 5 to be able to go ahead and pick all of the locations that you could be interested in. You only get one choice. So, just make sure that's really where you want to go, because other than that, you don't get another shot. You don't get another shot unless you go ahead and you reboot the entire franchise. But with that, we'll go ahead. We will get ready to enter week 5 and pick our location after we go through every single one of them. So once you hit week 5, you get the start relocation here in your activities. So all you do, you just hit your A button or your X button, depending on what console you're on. View available cities. And with that, we'll be able to go ahead and pick where we want to go. Just kind of basing it, off of the old Madden already. I'm not 100% sure if they've really changed what cities are available, as we automatically start off in London as one of the available, locations. Huge market size, and the personality is loyal. And you also get to choose between the Bulldogs, Monarchs, and Black Knights. Next up, we got Mexico City. Here, you got the market size that's huge. Personality is hardcore. So this would be the first team not in the United States. This time it would be south of border, down there in Mexico City. Just like, London. But, as the reason why I say this would be the first, granted, either one would be the first stadium outside of the States. But, we've been over across the pond there, playing those international games prior to, that big thing that happened last January and that we're still kind of dealing with. So, Mexico City, we got the chance to take the Diablos or the Golden Eagles. Then we got the ability to head up to Canada, up to Toronto. We could go ahead and we can choose from the Huskies, the Mounties, or the Thunderbirds. Market size is, large, personalities, loyal, but there's not much fan interest there. You're about 50-50 whenever it comes to bringing an NFL team up there. We already got the Toronto Raptors. I'm drawing a blank, but there's some NHL teams up there as well. But pretty much majority of the year it's all ice anyway. So, obviously hockey is going to be up there. Next up, we got San Antonio, Texas. Pretty much, the Bills are looking at potentially, relocating here in the future. And with San Antonio, after doing a little bit of research on it and why somebody would want to go down there and add an extra team down into Texas, because currently Buffalo, they share the state with two other teams, so it would be the same thing down in Texas. But San Antonio let me rephrase it. They are the largest city without an NFL team right now in the States. Fan interest, it's a little better than Toronto, but we get the chance to choose between the Dreadnoughts and Express. Next up, we have Orlando. Head down there to Florida. We could choose between the Orbits, Sentinels, and Wizards. Pretty much absolutely no fan interest. The only thing that come out of Orlando, Disney World, the Magic, back when T-Mac was there. But yeah, market size, decent, personality is a front runner. Next up, we can go hang out with the Utah Jazz in Salt Lake City. We got the choice of the Elks, Flyers, and Pioneers. Very small market size, so there's a chance that we could win over the fans pretty easily. Personality's loyal. Fan interest really isn't there though. Either way. Next, we could go to Brooklyn. Again, stay in New York. Huge market size, hardcore personality. We got the chance to choose between the Beats, the Bulls, and the Barons. Fan interest is all but, maxed out. We could head to Memphis, Tennessee, choose from the Hounds, the Egyptians. Don't really know where that comes into as far as team names, or the Steamers. Small market size, and the fans are pretty laid back, but there's pretty much no interest there. They're good enough with the Memphis Grizzlies. Chicago is an interesting one because, they already got the Chicago White Sox. They also have the Chicago Cubs. So, it says that it's a perfect city for two NFL teams, and we would get the chance between the Tigers, Blues, and Cougars. Huge market size, hardcore personality, but, I'd be a little leery on that, especially since the mayor has already come out and said that, she wants to do anything to allow the Bears to win, and that could even be moving out of Chicago. So, if they're already looking at the potential of moving their current team out, why would somebody want to go ahead and jump right in there? Granted, we'd be bringing our normal rosters, so, the Bills are already a better roster than the Bears, in my opinion. Even with the addition of Justin Fields, it could change after this season as far as which team is better. But for right now, the Bills would have the better opportunity. We could go over to Sacramento, California, choose between the Condors, the Miners, or the Redwoods. Average market size, not much fan interest, and a laid-back personality. Next up, we could go ahead and we could relocate to the state of Hills. They currently already have two franchises there with the Cincinnati Bengals and the Cleveland Browns. The NFL Football Hall of Fame is located in Ohio as well. Decent market, fairly rabid fans. We could choose between the Aviators, Caps, Explorers. Decent market size, front runner and personality, but the interest, it's just not there. We could travel and, pretty much travel across the states. Head to Portland, join the Portland Trailblazers. I believe that's their name. Drawing a blank for some reason. But, passionate fan support, team even with a small market, choose between the Riverhogs, the Snowhawks, and the Lumberjacks. Fan interest, it's getting there, but we're still not back in the green. Next up, we could head down to Austin, Texas. Choose between the Bats, the Armadillos, or the Desperados. Fan interest pretty much the same there as San Antonio. Decent market size and the front runner in personality. We could go over to Dublin. Head back across the pond. Choose between the Celtic Tigers, the Antlers, or the Shamrocks. Then we could head back down to Houston. Again, we see what is going on with the Houston Texans right now. The state, probably a lot of the locals, they're tired of them. So, adding a second team could pretty much bump the Houston Texans off the map for the most part. And then we'd actually have a good chance of having a legit team down in Texas. And we would actually get to choose between the Oilers, bring back the Houston Oilers, the Gunners, or the Voyagers. Fan interest is almost there, market size huge, and the personality is loyal. And yes, I did say we could actually bring a real football team to Texas because, come on, nobody voted to make the Dallas Cowgirls America's team. Next up, we could bring an NFL team to Oklahoma City. Choose between the Lancers, the Nighthawks, and the Bisons. I'm pretty curious to see what the Nighthawks jerseys look like. Just pretty solid name there. Not too much fan interest, small market size, but the personality is loyal. We could go ahead and bring a team back to St. Louis. This time we don't get to change anything. The only thing that changes is we head to a different city. Choosing the city keeps existing branding, including uniforms, logo, and nickname. No rebrand location options in this location. So, if that's what you want to do, if you just want to, take the Bills out of Buffalo or whatever team you decide you want to go ahead and relocate, St. Louis could be an option. And if I remember correctly, from past Maddens, there might be one other location that is the same way, but I'm not 100% sure. San Diego, they're pissed. They are mad that the Chargers decided to head out and head to LA. They want to get back to actually cheering on a team that's not going to want to lose them. So, with that, we could go ahead. We could choose between the Crusaders, the Red Dragons, or the Aftershocks. Fan interest, surprisingly, isn't in the green. But, average market size, and they're laid back. Oakland, pretty much same thing as St. Louis. You just relocate. You change locations, and, they would just be happy with going ahead and getting another team back in Oakland since the Raiders decided to head off to Vegas. But as we, finish up here, and, we just went through every relocation opportunity that we have here, in Madden 22, it does look like we have a hell of a lot more options as far as teams. Just kind of going down through and counting, we have 19 different areas that we can actually go ahead and relocate, and 49 different team names that we could take. So I think as far as the team name sake comes into play, I believe that there's more, but don't quote me on it because I'm not 100% sure. I would have to go back, check out some of the Madden 21 videos that did all the relocations, pretty much go through all that, recount, and just kind of see what's going on with them. So, yeah, I'm at that point. I could care less about going back to see Madden 21 at all, other than, just posting some old game clips that I have there, still on the Xbox for the TikTok and the Instagram. So other than that, I like I said, I could really care less of going back to Madden 21. But as always, if you're new, don't forget, let's hit that like button, drop a sub. They're free. They help out the channel. I'm pushing to try to go ahead and hit 300 subs here by the end of September. So, everything I appreciate it. Yeah. But until next time, peace.